How many times have you found yourself running after someone else's approval, chasing dreams that aren't truly yours, or measuring your worth against the achievements of others? Every day we live in a world that constantly tells us to compare, compete, and conform, but this endless chase does not lead to success. It leads to exhaustion, frustration, and a quiet, knowing dissatisfaction. The moment you stop chasing others, the moment you stop letting their lives, opinions, and expectations dictate your own, is the moment you reclaim your power. Success and peace are not found in the shadows of someone else's journey. They are cultivated within, in the choices you make, the boundaries you set, and the vision you commit to. Imagine a life where your energy is not drained by envy or distraction, a life where your actions are driven by purpose, not comparison, a life where your goals are yours alone and your happiness is not dependent on someone else's validation. That life is possible, but it begins with a single, profound decision to stop chasing others and start investing in yourself. Today, you will discover the principles that unlock this freedom and show you how to attract the success and peace you deserve. Without compromise, without distraction, and without apology, the foundation of attracting true success and lasting peace begins with one essential principle: valuing yourself. Too many people look outward for validation, seeking approval from colleagues, friends, or even strangers, while neglecting the most important relationship in their lives, the one they have with themselves. Understanding your worth is not arrogance. It is recognition of your unique talents, your potential, and your inherent dignity as a human being. When you place value on yourself, you create a standard for how others treat you, how you engage with opportunities, and how you navigate life's challenges. Without this internal respect, you risk chasing fleeting approval and following paths that are not aligned with your authentic purpose. Valuing yourself first is about acknowledging that your dreams, time, and energy are worthy of investment. It means refusing to settle for situations, relationships, or work that diminish your potential or drain your spirit. It requires courage because the world often pressures you to fit in, conform, and compare yourself to others. But when you honor your worth, you make decisions based on what is right for you, not what is expected of you. This mindset shift transforms the way you approach your goals. You no longer pursue success simply because someone else defines it. You pursue what is meaningful, impactful, and fulfilling on your own terms. Self-value also cultivates resilience. Life will inevitably present challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But when you believe in your own worth, you are less likely to be swayed by criticism or failure. You approach obstacles with confidence because you understand that your value is not contingent on external outcomes. Every success becomes sweeter, every lesson more meaningful, and every step forward more deliberate. Valuing yourself first creates a foundation of stability in which you can act decisively, take risks, and pursue your passions without fear of judgment or comparison. This practice extends beyond the internal mindset. It influences how you interact with the world. When you value yourself, you set boundaries that protect your time, energy, and focus. You choose collaborators, relationships, and opportunities that uplift and challenge you rather than deplete you. You become magnetic to those who respect and share your vision. And naturally, doors open that align with your purpose. Conversely, when you ignore self-value, you attract situations and people that reinforce doubt, distraction, and mediocrity. Ultimately, valuing yourself first is a declaration that your life matters, your goals matter, and your peace is non-negotiable. It is the first step toward breaking free from the exhausting cycle of chasing others and starting the journey of attracting success and peace naturally. Every great achievement begins with this acknowledgement. Every meaningful relationship is built upon it, and every moment of genuine fulfillment is rooted in it. By prioritizing your worth, you lay the groundwork for a life where your actions, energy, and choices are aligned with your highest potential, creating a reality that reflects the best version of yourself. Comparison is one of the quietest, yet most destructive habits we carry. It sneaks into our thoughts unnoticed, whispering that someone else is doing better, achieving faster, or deserving more. Social media, casual conversations, and even our own memories can fuel this cycle, convincing us that our worth is tied to how we measure up to others. But the truth is, comparison is a thief. It steals joy, undermines confidence, and distracts you from the life you are meant to live. Every time you measure yourself against someone else's journey, you are taking your focus off your own path. Success and peace are not found in someone else's story. They are cultivated when you embrace your unique journey, your timing, and your capabilities. Stopping comparison requires a shift in mindset. You must recognize that every person's life is shaped by different experiences, resources, and circumstances. Someone else's achievements are not a reflection of your potential. They are simply evidence of their own journey. When you accept this, the need to compete or envy diminishes and space opens for self-reflection and growth. You begin to focus on progress rather than perfection, on personal milestones instead of external benchmarks. The moment you stop measuring yourself against others, you reclaim energy, clarity, and motivation, redirecting them toward meaningful action rather than futile worry or self-doubt. Comparison also erodes peace because it cultivates a sense of inadequacy. You may achieve something remarkable, yet if you are constantly looking at what someone else has done, you will never feel satisfied. Gratitude and self-awareness counteract this by shifting attention to what you have accomplished and what you are capable of achieving. Every success, no matter how small, becomes a step forward rather than a reminder of what you lack. By focusing on your own progress and your own goals, you create an environment where fulfillment grows naturally and the endless chase of external validation loses its grip. Breaking free from comparison is not a single act. It is a practice. It requires daily awareness and intentional thought. Celebrate the achievements of others without letting them diminish your sense of self. Acknowledge your strengths, track your growth, and measure your accomplishments against your past self, not someone else. This mindset fosters confidence, resilience, and a deep sense of peace. When you embrace your own journey, you also cultivate authenticity. Your actions, decisions, and ambitions become aligned with your values rather than influenced by the noise of others' expectations. Ultimately, stopping comparison is liberating. It allows you to focus on what truly matters, developing your skills, pursuing your passions, nurturing your relationships, and creating a life that is meaningful to you. The moment you stop chasing someone else's standard, you free yourself to become the architect of your own success and the guardian of your own peace. Life is not a competition. It is a canvas for your unique vision. By shifting your focus inward, you unlock the power to create a life that is truly your own, filled with confidence, fulfillment, and lasting serenity. One of the most powerful steps toward achieving true success and inner peace is learning to set goals that are aligned with your own vision rather than the expectations of others. Too often, we shape our lives around what society, family, or peers believe we should do, chasing accomplishments that feel impressive to others but empty to ourselves. Living in this way can create a constant sense of dissatisfaction, stress, and confusion because your energy is spent trying to meet standards that were never truly yours. The moment you begin setting personal goals grounded in your values and desires, you reclaim your life and unlock a path toward authentic achievement and fulfillment. Setting personal goals requires clarity. You must take the time to reflect on what matters most to you, not what looks impressive or earns approval from those around you. Ask yourself, what brings me genuine joy? What legacy do I want to leave? What challenges excite me rather than intimidate me? Once you answer these questions, your goals become a roadmap that directs your actions with intention. Unlike goals imposed by external expectations, these objectives fuel intrinsic motivation and energy that is sustainable, empowering, and resilient in the face of setbacks. Personal goals are your compass, guiding every choice you make, every decision you commit to, and every opportunity you pursue. When you focus on your own goals, you free yourself from the paralyzing influence of comparison and judgment. You stop living in the shadows of others' achievements and begin to measure success by your own progress. Each small victory becomes meaningful, each milestone a testament to your effort, resilience, and vision. You stop seeking validation and start building confidence from within. This shift transforms your mindset. You become proactive rather than reactive, driven by purpose rather than pressure. It allows you to embrace challenges because you understand that every step even the difficult ones, moves you closer to the life you truly desire. Personal goals also help you prioritize. Life is full of distractions and competing demands, but when you know what you are aiming for, it becomes easier to focus your time, energy, and resources on what truly matters. You can say no to obligations, expectations, and opportunities that do not serve your vision without guilt, knowing that you are investing in the life you want to live. This alignment between your actions and your values creates not only productivity, but also peace, because you are no longer pulled in directions that conflict with your purpose. Ultimately, setting personal goals is an act of self-respect. It is a declaration that your life, your dreams, and your happiness matter. It is a choice to take control of your journey rather than surrender to other expectations. By committing to your own objectives, you build momentum, confidence, and clarity that attract both success and peace naturally. The life you create will no longer be dictated by what others think is important. It will be shaped by what you know is meaningful. And in that alignment, you find the freedom, focus, and fulfillment that are the true hallmarks of a life well lived. Inner peace is not something that can be bought, borrowed, or inherited. It is cultivated from within. In a world filled with noise, pressure, and constant demands, finding serenity often feels impossible. Yet true peace does not come from avoiding challenges or escaping responsibility. It emerges when you become deeply aware of who you are, what you value, and how you respond to life. Self-awareness is the key to this transformation. It allows you to recognize your thoughts, emotions, and habits without judgment, giving you the clarity to make choices that align with your authentic self. Without self-awareness, you may drift through life reacting to circumstances, opinions, and expectations that are not yours, leaving you vulnerable to stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. Cultivating inner peace through self-awareness begins with observing yourself honestly. Notice the moments when you feel tension, resentment, or insecurity. Ask yourself why these feelings arise and what triggers them. Often we are caught in patterns shaped by fear, habit, or the influence of others, rather than intentional decision making. By shining a light on these patterns, you take the first step toward liberation. Awareness allows you to choose your response instead of reacting automatically. It empowers you to act in ways that preserve your energy, protect your well-being, and maintain harmony within, even amidst external chaos. Self-awareness also deepens your understanding of your priorities and values. When you know what truly matters to you, distractions and unnecessary pressures lose their grip. You begin to invest your time, energy, and attention in ways that support your vision rather than undermine it. This focus creates a sense of calm because you are no longer pulled in conflicting directions. Decisions that once felt overwhelming become clear, and the weight of others' expectations begins to lift. Peace is not the absence of challenges. It is the presence of clarity, alignment, and conscious choice. Moreover, self-awareness enhances emotional resilience. Life will always present obstacles, setbacks, and criticism. But when you understand your triggers and patterns, you can respond with composure rather than reaction. This ability to navigate difficulties with a steady mind and calm heart strengthens your confidence and reinforces a sense of security that is independent of external circumstances. It is the foundation for consistent action, personal growth, and meaningful relationships. Ultimately, cultivating inner peace through self-awareness is an investment in yourself. It allows you to step out of the exhausting cycle of comparison, people pleasing, and chasing distractions. It teaches you to honor your feelings, respect your boundaries, and move through life intentionally. Inner peace is not passive. It is active, deliberate, and powerful. By becoming aware of who you are and how you interact with the world, you create a life where clarity, calm, and purpose coexist, even in the midst of chaos. The journey begins with paying attention to yourself, and it is this awareness that will guide you toward lasting peace and authentic success. One of the greatest obstacles to achieving true success and inner peace is the need for approval from others. From a young age, we are conditioned to seek validation through grades, accolades, likes, or praise until it becomes a habit that quietly governs our decisions. Yet chasing approval often comes at the expense of our growth. When our actions are motivated primarily by what others will think, we compromise our potential. limit our creativity, and silence our authentic voice. Prioritizing growth over approval is a mindset shift that frees you from this cycle. It is the understanding that your evolution, your learning, and your progress matter more than anyone else's opinion of you. Prioritizing growth begins with self-reflection. Ask yourself, are my actions driven by fear of judgment or by a desire to become better? Are my goals aligned with my values, or are they influenced by external expectations? Honest answers to these questions are the starting point for change. Growth-oriented individuals focus on progress, not applause. They measure success by how far they have come, the skills they have developed, and the resilience they have built. In contrast, those driven by approval constantly shift their focus to pleasing others, adapting themselves to meet standards that are often arbitrary or fleeting. By placing your personal development first, you reclaim control over your journey and make every effort meaningful. Prioritizing growth over approval also builds resilience. Seeking constant validation creates dependency on external circumstances. If recognition or praise is absent, confidence falters. Growth, however, is internal and self-sustaining. Every step you take to improve yourself strengthens your abilities, mindset, and determination. Failures become lessons rather than embarrassments. Challenges become opportunities rather than threats. And criticism becomes feedback rather than judgment. This approach transforms fear into fuel, uncertainty into learning, and setbacks into stepping stones. Moreover, focusing on growth allows you to act authentically. When you stop worrying about approval, you are free to pursue ideas, take risks, and explore passions that truly resonate with you. You develop a sense of purpose rooted in your own values rather than an external influence. This authenticity is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who act with confidence, clarity, and integrity. Opportunities that align with your vision begin to surface, and relationships become deeper, more meaningful, and mutually supportive. Ultimately, prioritizing growth over approval is an act of self-respect. It requires courage, discipline, and commitment, but the rewards are profound. By valuing your personal development above validation from others, you cultivate confidence, clarity, and peace. You stop chasing fleeting recognition and start building lasting success that reflects your true potential. Growth becomes your benchmark, and approval becomes secondary, an optional byproduct rather than a requirement. This mindset shift transforms not only how you approach your goals, but also how you experience life, creating a foundation for fulfillment, resilience, and authentic achievement. When growth takes precedence, you stop living for others and begin living for yourself. And in that space, true success and peace naturally follow. Creating boundaries and respecting your time is one of the most powerful yet overlooked habits for achieving lasting success and inner peace. In a world full of distractions, obligations, and constant demands on your attention, it is easy to lose yourself in other people's priorities, expectations, and crises. Without clear boundaries, your energy is drained, your focus is fragmented, and your ability to pursue meaningful goals is compromised. Respecting your time begins with recognizing that it is your most valuable resource. Every hour spent catering to someone else's agenda, worrying about approval, or reacting to distractions is an hour taken away from building the life you truly desire. By setting boundaries, you take control of your energy, focus, and decisions, creating the conditions for growth, fulfillment, and peace. Boundaries are not walls. They are bridges to self-respect and clarity. They communicate to others, and more importantly, to yourself, that your time, energy, and priorities are sacred. Saying no is not selfish. It is essential. Every yes given without intention diminishes your capacity to pursue what matters most. When you honor your schedule and protect your focus, you reclaim authority over your life. You create space to work on your personal development, nurture meaningful relationships, and engage in activities that fuel your growth and happiness. This requires courage because the world often pressures you to comply, accommodate, or overextend yourself. Yet every boundary you establish strengthens your self-discipline and reinforces the principle that your goals and peace are non-negotiable. Respecting your time also involves prioritization. Life is full of competing demands, but clarity comes from understanding what is truly important. Not every task, request, or opportunity deserves your energy. By distinguishing between what aligns with your vision and what distracts from it, you make intentional choices that maximize your impact and fulfillment. Boundaries help you maintain this focus. They prevent your day from being hijacked by others' emergencies, social obligations, or trivial distractions. When you honor your time, you create a rhythm of productivity, reflection, and rest that amplifies your effectiveness and preserves your mental and emotional well-being. Boundaries also enhance your relationships. When you communicate your limits respectfully, you cultivate respect from others and set the tone for mutual understanding. People are more likely to value your presence, trust your commitments, and support your endeavors when they see that you respect yourself and your priorities. Conversely, without boundaries, relationships can become draining, demanding, or unbalanced, leaving you exhausted and resentful. By protecting your energy, you are able to invest fully in the connections that matter, bringing quality, attention, and authenticity to those who truly deserve it. Ultimately, creating boundaries and respecting your time is a form of empowerment. It allows you to live intentionally, act decisively, and focus relentlessly on your personal and professional growth. It transforms your life from one of reaction to one of deliberate choice. When you make boundaries a priority, you no longer feel pulled in every direction. Instead, you move with clarity, confidence, and purpose. You become the architect of your life, designing your days, energy, and attention to support your highest goals and values. The practice of setting boundaries and honoring your time is not always easy, but it is transformative. It teaches discipline, reinforces self-respect, and creates the conditions for both success and peace to flourish. By protecting your energy, focusing on your priorities, and saying no to what does not serve your vision, you free yourself to pursue what truly matters. In doing so, you not only achieve more, but you also experience a profound sense of fulfillment, balance, and inner calm. Boundaries are not restrictions. They are the gateway to a life lived with purpose, clarity, and unstoppable momentum. Taking consistent, purposeful action is the final key to attracting true success and inner peace. Many people spend years planning, dreaming, or waiting for the perfect moment to begin, but the truth is that action, not intention, creates results. Ideas, goals, and visions are power, and visions are powerless without the deliberate steps that bring them to life. Every meaningful achievement in history, every breakthrough, and every transformation began with someone choosing to act consistently and purposefully, even when circumstances were uncertain, fear was present, or the outcome was unknown. Action is the bridge between possibility and reality, and those who understand this principle harness it to shape their lives intentionally. The purposeful action requires clarity and focus. It is not action for the sake of business or to impress others. It is action aligned with your values, your goals, and your vision for your life. Every task, every decision, and every effort should serve a specific purpose. This alignment ensures that your energy is spent on what truly matters rather than on distractions, trivial obligations, or the pursuit of approval. When you act with purpose, you create momentum. Each completed step builds confidence, reinforces your commitment, and makes the next step easier to take. Consistency compounds over time, transforming small, daily efforts into extraordinary results. Taking action also requires courage because it often involves stepping into the unknown. Fear, doubt, and uncertainty are natural, but they should never dictate your choices. Action is the antidote to fear. It replaces hesitation with progress and transforms anxiety into empowerment. When you act decisively, you discover your capabilities, uncover opportunities that would remain hidden otherwise, and gain lessons that cannot be learned from theory or observation alone. Even mistakes, failures, and setbacks become valuable experiences when approached through a purposeful action. Each step forward, even imperfectly, is a victory because it moves you closer to your vision. Consistency is equally critical. One isolated effort may spark motivation, but lasting results come from repeated, disciplined action over time. Momentum grows from reliability. Every day you commit to pursuing your goals, no matter how small the step, you reinforce a pattern of achievement. This habit of persistent effort transforms your mindset, strengthens your resilience, and cultivates a sense of control over your life. You begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles, because consistent action equips you with the skills, experience, and confidence to navigate any situation. Purposeful action also strengthens self-trust. When you consistently follow through on your commitments, you prove to yourself that you are capable, reliable, and determined. This self-trust is essential for attracting success and peace because it allows you to operate from a position of confidence rather than fear. You stop waiting for external validation or perfect conditions and instead become the architect of your own life. Action becomes a habit, momentum becomes a force, and progress becomes inevitable. Ultimately, consistent, purposeful action is the engine that turns your dreams into reality. It is the expression of self-respect, vision, and discipline. By taking deliberate steps aligned with your values and goals, you move through life with intention, clarity, and unstoppable energy. Every day becomes an opportunity to shape your future. Every decision becomes meaningful, and every effort compounds toward extraordinary results. Success and peace are not passive rewards. They are cultivated through the persistent, purposeful choices you make and the actions you take. When you commit to acting consistently and with intention, you no longer wait for life to happen. You create it.